Morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? So, unfortunately, last night we had our first death in Albany County, and though you prepare for this stuff, it's not easy. It's not easy for our staff. It's especially not easy for the families that are dealing with this. And as much as you train and prepare, it's still tough. It's a blow to the stomach. And so my sympathy and condolences and my heart go out to the family. Unfortunately, is what we've been talking about since the beginning of this. You know, the most vulnerable population that is going to be hit. You know, there's a lot of underlying things that this individual had, but still, that's why we've been preaching this. This is why we've been putting it out there. That's why we keep repeating the same message to everyone. You know, it's still not easy. And sorry if I stutter a little bit. It's the reality of the new world that we're in, and that's why I keep saying to everyone, you got to wake up. It's one of the reasons why the governor, and I commend him for doing a great job, started the Matilda's Law, and we've been working with our Department of Aging, Deborah Tano, and everyone there, reaching out to the communities to make sure these seniors are taken care of. You're our most valuable resources. You paid your debt to society, you lived your life, and we want to keep you around a lot longer so we can enjoy your company. And there's reasons we're telling people over the age of 70 to stay home. You know, especially if you've had heart conditions, you've had respiratory issues, whatever the issue may be, please. There's a reason, and don't feel because you've went through a lot in your life, you're going to get through this. Stay home. And it's not just about you, it's about protecting the people around you. The Matilda's Law really, really helps out a lot, and I hope people pay attention to it more. It's unfortunately, it's one of these things we're going to see happen more. That's why I keep telling people, wake up, see what's going on. And when I talk about the numbers and we give an update, and people do want to know what's going on, and that's why I keep saying to everyone, look around you, it's all over. If we, again, were testing at the level that we were at over a week ago, we would probably be about 500. That would be more than Erie County. We would be 400 less than Orange County that has a population of 400,000 people almost. Erie County has 1 million. We have 320,000 people in Albany County. In Capital District, roughly 1 million. If you look at the numbers that would be increasing to, yes, Dr. Whalen and I are alarmed. Yes, we're going to get more testing set up, and yes, I hope to have a press conference on that tomorrow where we're at and where we're going to be going with that. But until then, we are now out 187. As you know, we had 178 positive cases yesterday. That's 539 people under mandatory quarantine, 234 people under precautionary. We still have 15 people in the hospital, 7 adults in the ICU still. And we're still mapping and tracing. As the press was aware, there were 2 firefighters that came back positive with this also. We're mapping and tracing that. One of them happened to be an EMS worker too, outside the normal job being a firefighter. So we're looking at the exposures and taking care of that. But this is going to happen, and this is why I always say to our first responders, the people in the trenches, the men and women out there, making sure we're protected or answering a call for, God forbid, if you have an EMS problem, the firefighters and the EMS service, the police, our hospital workers, and even the administration people that are there keeping the ball rolling. I can't thank you enough, and they're the ones exposing themselves more than anyone else. And that's why we talked about staying home for 2 weeks. That's why we emphasize stay home. If you care about 3 people, put it in your pocket. I said this, I'll say this again. And if you don't care about anyone, think about the people that are out there protecting people. The people that are out there putting their lives on the line to serve you. Don't make them come out for unnecessary reasons because you didn't take this serious or because you didn't want to stay quarantined in your house. We talked about the enforcement policy. I've talked to Sheriff Apple about it and stepping that up more and more because, you know, people should pay attention, especially with the weather breaking. And if this doesn't sink in, that someone just passed away, and unfortunately, I like to tell you, this is going to be the only one. It's probably not going to be. We're probably going to see a lot more of this. I was hoping that, all the precautionary stuff that Dr. Whalen's team put in place, and we talked about slowing this up, staying home, staying off the playgrounds, social distancing, coughing to your arm, will slow it up, but it's not going to stop it. And it's going to keep it to the point where our hospitals can absorb it, the rate of people going in there, but they're not going to be if people don't pay attention. That's what's frightening about this. Most people are paying attention. Just to get off topic a little bit about the enforcement policy, I think Dr. Whalen said this, and I'm going to say this again. We want restaurants open. We want people to be able to get food delivered, to pick it up at curbside. But we are not. We are not going to tolerate restaurants being open to serving food in the restaurant, people sitting down, or serving drinks. So hear me, and I'm not going to call you out today, but I will call you out tomorrow. We will put you out who's putting people, exposing people to this. We already talked to the Liquor Authority, their enforcement agency. I'm talking to Sheriff Apple about enforcing this stuff. It's a $10,000 fine, and we're going to embarrass you socially for doing this. There's a reason, people. There's a reason. This isn't a game. This isn't that, someone's picking up food, so they're going to have a couple drinks before they go home with their food. They shouldn't even be walking into your place of establishment. You should be bringing it out to the curb. If this means anything to the people that do go there and they want to sit there and think they can have a drink or two, pay attention, because look what just happened to this family. And we just want to protect your family going forward. And that's all we're trying to do. Again, that's why we established the mental health line. That's why I continue to tell you it's open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the number's 518-269-6634. 518-269-6634. Also, our 211 number. Take a look at that. And then New York State hotline has one too, 1-888-364-3065. I've been working with our county legislators, and I can't thank them enough, and Wanda Willingham especially, and Gil Ether, and a few other ones, and Joanne Cunningham. There's people out there that are going to need food. Please get a hold of us. We're going to establish a line for that if you feel, especially you seniors over 70, I know a lot of people are willing to bring you food. Don't be ashamed. Call us. We'll deliver it. We'll give you a smile. From a distance, we'll give you a smile 6 feet away. But we'll be there to make sure that you're taken care of and you're fed and you have your medication, because a lot of the pharmacists, even though they're closed, the people coming there are delivering. We'll make sure you get your medication, and we'll make sure you get checked on. Before I turn over Dr. Whalen, I'm pleading with the people of this county and saying to you, please, take this serious. Stay home for 2 weeks. Don't look for a shutdown from the governor. Don't look for a shutdown from me or your mayors, your supervisors. Stay home for 2 weeks, and when you come out, guess what? You'll have a better appreciation for life. You'll have a better understanding of saying everything that you took for granted, you might not now. Little things in life that, you kind of just look past, or some certain friends that might have smiled at you or they're always there for you, you might have a different understanding and appreciation. If you take anything away from this, and remember what I say, what you do today, you'll be judged tomorrow. And what happens today and the way you act, you're going to have to live with the rest of your life. And maybe you won't care. But please think about the people around you. Think of your mom, your dad, your sisters, your brothers, your aunts, your cousins, your loved ones. Think about that. Dr. Whalen.
Thank you, County Executive McCoy. I would like to join County Executive McCoy and all the Albany County staff in sharing our sincerest condolences with the family of the gentleman we lost. I can tell you that this was an individual in his 70s who did have multiple medical problems, And this is the population that we are doing our best to try to prevent getting COVID-19. And this is why the efforts that we discuss on a daily basis are more important every day. Today, we're up to 187 cases in Albany County. We have 15 that are hospitalized. We have 505 that we continue to follow for mandatory precautions and 233 that we follow for precautionary. We are continuing to track cases on a daily basis that come in and ensure that we're identifying contacts. But we know, with the numbers being what they are, that this is widespread in the community, and it is beyond the capability of this agency to contact everyone, because we don't know everyone that has COVID-19. Please assume that this is widespread in the community and act accordingly. Protect yourself, protect your family. We continue to hammer home these messages every day. Yet last night I did get a call, concerned police officer reporting some restaurants that were open, and we will follow up, as the county executive said, on that. This is part of the governor's order. This is not a joke. This is serious. We keep saying these are unprecedented times. We keep talking about the importance of the messages. When we talk about flu season every year, we remind people to remember what your mother taught you about washing your hands, covering your cough. These are the important messages. Well, this morning I'd like to talk about another question that I'd like everybody to ask, and it's a question that my mother asked us growing up. My mother, Joanne, is a St. Peter's trained nurse. And she would ask us growing up, are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? And I want each and every one of you to think about that today, because if you are not staying home, if you are not following these orders, you are part of the problem. These are unprecedented times. These are historic times. We will all be looking back on this in the future. We will all have the opportunity to reflect on what we did during this time. What side of history will you fall on? What will you do to be part of the solution? Please take these messages very seriously. They can make the difference between life and death. Stay home. Protect yourself, protect your loved ones, and protect those that stand to fare much worse than you, perhaps, if they contract COVID-19. Thank you.